Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, if you're returning, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I just want to start off with saying thank you for visiting my channel. Let's get into this robe. This is what it looked like before, and what you just seen is what it's currently looking like now. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, you want to start off with making your marks. You can use a marker if you have it, because it'll wash off as long as it's not a permanent marker. This is not a permanent marker. Or you can use chalk, which is best and recommended, and some scissors. And you want to just go ahead and make your lines to where you'll be cutting it, and also a measuring tape so that you could go ahead and measure out everything evenly. So right here I'm just measuring to see how long it is, and then once I figure out how long it is, I'm gonna just divide that number into 3, so that way I can make 3 different cuttings. So I ended up cutting 3 cuttings because you'll need the extra one to add on to the other 2, because it won't be long enough to wrap around. So right here I'm just making my marks. Like I said, you can use a piece of chalk, or you can use a washable marker. It's up to you, but you want to make sure you add your marking so that when it's time to cut it, you know exactly where to cut it. Or you can use pens, whatever you prefer. Okay, so right here I'm just measuring to see how long the width is of the robe, so that when I get on my sewing machine, I know how much to add when it comes to the cuttings that I just made, because these pieces will get scrunched up, so they'll be smaller. So right now it's time to go ahead and start working on the cuttings that we just did. And right here I'm just hemming up the edges of the fabric so that it won't fray. Okay, so now you really want to pay close attention to this part, because this is where it gets a little more tedious. So you aren't back stitching on this stitch. And also we're going to stop once we get to a certain point so that we can leave a gap. So we're going to keep on sewing, and then once we get to a certain point, we're going to leave about a 2-inch gap, and then we're going to start sewing again. But you want to go ahead and cut the thread, but keep a long piece of thread. Like, you want to keep them last 2 pieces of the thread long, because at the end of this you want to pull them 2 strings together. Okay, so right here, this is where I'm going to leave the gap out at. I'm going to cut the strings, and I'm going to make sure I leave them long so that I'm able to pull them. And then you want to just leave about a 2-inch gap right here. And then you want to go ahead and start sewing it down, and do not backstitch on this part. You want to just go ahead and sew it on down all the way to the end, and once you get to the end, do not backstitch. And you're going to follow these steps 2 times per cutting, so that the cutting can become like a ruffle. So this right here is where I'm repeating a step right underneath the last stitching. I'm leaving about a 1/2 inch in between, and you're going to leave the 2-inch gap again, and no back stitching.
Surfer.
Now here's where I'm going to be able to show you why you want to leave the gap, because you're going to literally be pulling them, and this is how you'll make the ruffle with the fabric. And you'll just do this all the way down and do it on both sides. Now if you feel like you need to do multiple gaps, that's up to you. As long as the fabric ruffles, that's completely fine. And then just tie it up into a knot at the end of each thread, and that'll just prevent the fabric from loosening back up and not being a ruffle anymore. So you want to make sure you keep it tied into a knot after you then ruffled it as much as you want it to be ruffled. So with this one, this will be the bottom layer. I didn't have to have it super like scrunched up. I wanted it to still be like a little loose, but the one on top of it, I wanted it to be a little like more tighter when it came to the ruffles. So right here, you just will see me tying it into a knot so I can make sure that it's not coming out. And now I'm about to just attach it to the robe. And then I'm going to hop back on the sewing machine and add this onto it. And this is where the third extra cutting came into handy, because it wasn't long enough. Okay, so right here, I'm just adding the pieces together on the sewing machine.
Surfer.
Okay, so now that that layer is finished, it's time to do the top layer, which was very tedious. So I did it by hand because it was just too thick for the sewing machine, because at this point it's 3 layers. So you're gonna have to hand stitch this. I have a heavy duty sewing machine, but it was still too thick. And now it's time to put it on. And these are the final results. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. It's so warm and cozy. I just love the new look. But yeah, this is what it's giving after I finished it. And yeah, super cute, super tea. Let me know what y'all think, because I love it. I definitely love this new enhanced look. I never seen it anywhere else. I came up with the idea, so give me my credit. Thank you. Thank you for watching, though. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.